In jasmine, it is jasmine and premium milk. I will tell one more is there and butter. Okay. So now let me explain you people agents of pollination or pollinators of cross pollination. Okay, but dear students, if we talk about the cross pollination some external source for transfer of pollen grains, right? Okay, so that is what we call it as agents of pollination or pollinators. What do you mean by this? In the cross pollination, two different flowers which are born on the different plant of the same species. Okay, there is a difference in the distance. Some of the external source that cross pollination. Since the pollination is taking place with the help of that is an agent which is a abiotic, that is wind. Okay, so we can say there are examples also. I'll tell you details. First, let me tell you what are the example: coconut, palm, maize, grass, etc. For the agent which is non-living thing, we can call it as abiotic. Okay. In that, there may be water, there may be wind. If it is pollinating with the help of the wind is anemophily. The plants which are pollinating with the help of the pollinating agent is wind. We call it as anemophilic plants. What we call it as, I repeat it here, the pollination. There are some plants in which the pollination, that is a transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma, is taking place with the help of wind. Wind is the agent there, pollinating agent is a wind. Okay, that is that type of plants where the pollination is taking place with the help of the wind is called as anemophilic plants. Okay, the characteristics of anemophilic plant will be asked for 2 or 3 marks. I'll tell you what are the characters. First, I'll tell you what to be written over there. Though here, anemophilic plants, then the second type of agent, that is hydrophily. Okay, hydrophily means here the pollination is taking place with the help of the agent is water. The pollination which is taking place with the help of the water, that type of pollinating plants are called as hydrophilic plant, and the process is called as hydrophily. Example, Vallisneria. Many questions will arise. How the pollination is taking place in Vallisneria? Explain. 5 mark में पूछता, 3 mark में पूछता, नीट में भी पूछता है, सेट में भी पूछता है. Vallisneria. Then water lily. Okay, etc. Now let us talk about what are the different types of biotic: antimophily, ornithophily, chiropterophily, then malacophily. These are all the different types of, in the biotic, the agents are living things. That is, living things are nothing but animals. They are taking part in the pollination. Antimophily. 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 Have you come across any pollination name? Can you people tell me where the insects are the pollinating agents? Insects. Have you noticed any flower? Have you noticed that any flower if you take some ants are going inside or coming outside? Ants, small normal ants or big black ants, or what we call it as some of the other insects, because they are secreting some of the sugary syrup nectar to attract the insects, because they need an agent to transfer to continue their generation, so they will attract the insects. I'll tell you characteristics of antimophily flowers and what we call it as examples here, salvia, then Asteraceae family, Asteraceae family, and also in Salvia branch, etc., where the pollination is taking place with the help of the insects. Shall I tell you one more time what is antimophily? See, the pollination is taking place with the help of the insects. The pollinating agents are the insects. That is called as antimophilic plants. The plants which are doing pollination with the help of the insects, they are called as antimophilic plants. And the process is called as antimophilic. Got my point? Okay. The second is ornithophily. 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 What do you mean by that? It is birds are the pollinating agents. Birds. Okay. Example. Do you know bombex plant? Bombex plant and Beckinia, bombex. So many other bombex. Beckinia, etc., where the pollination is taking place with the help of birds. Hummingbirds, hummingbirds and other birds, they will be sucking, small birds will be sitting on the flower and they will be having pointed beaks. They will insert their beak inside the flower to suck the insect. At that time, the pollen grains are getting attached to the beak. When they visit the another flower of the same species, this pollen grains they are transferring on that. Insect also doing the same thing, beta. Honeybee, ants, whatever the insects, when they are visiting one flower, the flowers are giving attraction for them. Corolla will attract the insect for pollination. It will help. I said. Did you all remember first class of this chapter? I said. So when the insects will sit on the flower, to their body and their legs, the pollen grains will get attached. When they visit the another flower, they are transferring the pollen grains. That is antimophily. That is through the insects. Ornithophily. That is through the birds. Chiropterophily. Next is chiropterophily. Chiropterophily. Where the pollinating agents are bats. Bats are some fruitivorous. Fruitivorous means they will be eating the fruits, buds, and flowers of the plant. Isn't it? So, where we find the pollination, the plants which are pollinated with the help of the bats. Bats, isn't it? Such a type of plants are called as chiropterophilic plants, and the type of pollination is said to be chiropterophilic. Okay, example, Kigelia, Africana. So many are there. This example is given here. Okay, my dear students, and the fourth type of pollination in the biotic type, that is the agent which are living agents of the pollinator, that is malacophily. Malacophily means are the snails. Do you know snails? Soft bodied animals. Aroids. Example for this are the plants that is called as aroid plants. AROIDS. AROIDS. Okay, there are so many snails and slugs are the pollinating agent. See, listen here. Among that, these all extras are there for your written safety. Theory में क्या पूछता आपको बताऊंगी. That is type of characteristics of plant. It is not easy that we will select. The plants will not directly select. They have to adapt for their pollination first. Have you seen the wheat plants? Grasses you have seen? Grasses, wheat. How the flowers will be? Hairy, white color. If wind will blow, that something will be carrying. That is nothing but pollen grains. They are adapted. Their pollen grains should be very light-weighted. The characteristics of the anthropomorphic plant, I will tell you. 2 months or 3 months it will be carried. Okay. And second question, hydrophilia में characteristics नहीं पूछता आपको. Mechanism of pollination in Ganospheria and seagrass. Same time. That is 3 marks of 5 mark question. Theoretical. Understood better? And characteristics of this anthropomorphic plant. Women involved in asking the CT along with this heat and CT. Okay, so now I will tell you what are the characteristics for the plants that will help them to pollinate with the help of the wind. What are the characteristics or adaptations made them to adapt wind pollination with the help of wind pollination? Do you know when we will be small children? Will be catching one thing will be coming brown, something white, hairy. So it will be moving and the wind will be coming. That is nothing but a type of pollen, which is pollinating with the help of a wind. Light-weighted, hairy pollen grains. So the plant has to adapt in order to undergo the wind pollination or anthropophilia. So what are the adaptations? See, pollination. Here there are some wind pollinating plants. I have said you people that is they have to adapt some of the adaptation. They are smaller in size without color and smell. They are very smaller in size. Why? Because if they are larger, they will be heavy. They cannot be carried by the wind. They are very smaller in size, lighter in weight, without the color and smell. Why? Because color and smell is needed to attract the insect. They are not pollinating with the help of insect. It is waste, na? So there is no presence of the color, smell, and they are very smaller in size. Okay. Then, if we see overproduction of pollen grains. Why? Because in the organism and population, reproduction in organism, I said to people, gamete transfer when it is taking place, external fertilization means it is transferring from one region to another. So, if few pollen grains they are producing, they may reach, they may not reach. So, they are producing more number of pollen grains because among that more number, at least a few will get the opportunity of pollination. Isn't it? So, for example, here, overproduction of pollination, for example, a single flower of cannabis. You know what is cannabis? Cannabis tobacco. Drugs में पढ़े थे ना आप लोग? नहीं पढ़े? Human health and diseases, drugs, cannabis, cannabinoid. Okay. Cannabis is a plant which a single flower produces more than 50,000 pollen grains. इसमें से कुछ तो pollination करते होंगे ना? इसीलिए overproduction is there. Overproduction of the pollen grains. You can write down there. That is, cannabis produces not 50,000, 5 lakh pollen grains. More than 50,000. That is 5 lakh pollen grains that is producing. Okay. And how the pollen grain should be? The pollen grain should be light-weighted. Light-weighted क्योंकि अगर heavy weight रहता तो why it should be lightweight better? Because it has to carry in the wind. If paper is there, paper will be So the pollen grain should be light weighted and it should be dry, non-sticky. Light weighted, dry, non-sticky. In some cases, winged. अभी बता रहा हूँ आपको व्हाइट कलर के pollen grain है इसका से एरिया इज winged pollen grains बोलते हैं उसको. ग्रास में, wheat में आपको दिखाई देते हैं. व्हाइट कलर से लगता है ना ट्रांसपेरेंट. जैसे ही जोर से wind blow होता है, it is moving for the pollination, isn't it? So then it possesses what we call it as they possesses well exposed stamen. ये तो pollen grains anther हो गए. What about the female reproductive part? That should also very explosive. अगर वो पूरा अंदर रहता है, वो pollen grains वहाँ तक reach नहीं होते. The stem, the stigma is explosive. ऐसे ऊपर रहता है, furry रहता है. Furry रहता है, क्या होता है? See, the stigma is explosive and furry. क्योंकि ये light weighted है, इधर आके बैठने के बाद फिर से हवा तो उड़ जाएगा. Furry है तो इसमें attach हो जाता है. समझ में आ गया? It will be furry, knob shape. बताया था ना, pistil के shape अलग-अलग रहते करके types of pistils में type of shape में. So it will be furry, exposed and feathery type. Wind pollinated flowers are often small, single ovule रहता है उसमें and numerous flowers will be there. It means packaged in the numerous flower. Inflorescence पता है ना? More than one there present in group, isn't it? Inflorescence and very small. क्यों पता है? यहाँ पे insects से नहीं हो रहा है. Insects के flowering है तो उनके हिसाब से वो अंदर जाने जैसे सब. I'll tell you that. Getting it up? What I'm saying, you people are able to catch, isn't it? So that will be taking place, and you know that wheat, paddy, maize, isn't it? There are the example for the anemophilic plant. Now what about the hydrophily? Hydrophily means it is a process in which the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma is taking place with the help of water. Water is a pollinating agent. Where in the aquatic plant, obviously, aquatic plant, example Velaceria, water lily, sea glass, Velaceria and mechanism पूछता है यहाँ पे compulsory 3 marks में, नहीं तो 5 marks पे text question है यहाँ पे. Explain the mechanism of pollination in Velaceria. यहाँ पे और यहाँ पे पूछता है. यहाँ पे आपको mechanism पूछता है. Okay, so here the wind water pollinating in Velaceria, it is a submerged hydrophyte. It is okay. It is adapted for what we call it as wind, water as a pollinating agent, and it is adapted cross pollination. Velaceria. इसीलिए इसलिए. So we can see here it is a hydrophyte. The plants are dioecious. Dioecious means unisexual. Both staminate flower will be present on the different plant. Pistillate flower will be present on the different plant. So the transfer of pollen grains is taking place with the help of an agent called water. Because these are hydrophytes. Hydrophytes are nothing but they are present in the water. So how the pollination is occurring? Female flower reaches the surface of the water. वाटर के सरफेस पर रीच होते हैं फीमेल फ्लावर्स. रीच होने के बाद जो एंथर मैच्योर होता है ना, द pollen grains will be released in the water, reaching the surface, isn't it? So they are carried passively by water current. The floating male flowers come in contact with the stigma of the flower. Okay, so the anthers burst. Some of the pollen grains which are sticky fall upon the stigma to bring the pollination. Isn't it? So what is happening? The flowers will be coming on the surface of the water, reaching to the surface, and they will break down. They will break down, and they, with the help of the water current, they are reaching to the male flower. Sorry, female flower, male flowers. So these male flower carries anther. So when they reach to the female flower stigma, the anthers will burst to release the pollen grains, and the pollen grains here यहाँ पे wind anemophily में क्या दिखेगा? Dry, non-sticky, light weighted wind. यहाँ पे क्या है पता है? स्टिकी, क्योंकि ड्राई है ना वो भीगने के बाद खराब हो जाता है। स्टिकी क्यों है तो पता है, फिर पानी से वो फ्लो नहीं होना एक बार यूज करने के बाद। इट इज कवर्ड विद a covering mucilaginous covering. Why? Because to protect the pollen grain. If you are going for swimming, you are covering your hair something to be which should not that your hair should not get wet. A covering, that is here also mucilaginous covering in order to protect the pollen grains from wasting. Okay, so how the mechanism of pollination is taking place in the hydrophilic plant, and what about the characteristics of the hydrophilic plant? Same. It is also producing more number of pollen grains are present, and flowers are not producing any color and smell. स्मेल भी नहीं रहता, कलर भी नहीं रहता, क्योंकि वो इंसेक्ट पॉलिनेटिंग नहीं है। इंसेक्ट पॉलिनेटिंग है तो होता है, isn't it? Got my points? Understood? So now antimophily. Antimophily means here the flowers which are getting pollinated with the help of the insects. Insects are the pollinating agent. Okay, because these are biotic. All the type of pollination they require the living organisms. They are depending on the living things. That is, in the antimophily, it is a process of pollination in which the transfer of pollen grains to the stigma of different flowers is taking place with the help of insects. It may be ants, it may be honeybees, it may be butterflies, insects. Isn't it? So that kind of plants are called as antimophilic plants, and the process is said to be antimophilic. Now, what are the characteristics? This will also come for 3 marks, 2 marks, and 5 marks combined. So, the flowers are colorful, attractive. They produce scent, perfume. Because to attract the insects, isn't it? Insects को attract करना ना, इसको हम zoophily भी बोलते हैं. What we call it as, also call it as zoophily. Biotic form. Why zoophily? Zoophily means zoo means animals. With the help of animals, the pollination is taking place. That is zoophily. That is antimophily. Here, there are so many animals: bees, butterflies, beetles, wasps, ants, moths, snails, birds. All are taking part. Okay, in that antimophily, insects are the common biotic pollinators in the antimophily. Okay, what about the insects? How the planter has to attract the insect, then only it will visit. Otherwise, it won't. The flowers are larger, colorful, attractive, and they produce scent or fragrance. Highly colored. When small, they are often aggregated and compact. In some flower, brackets are modified and colored, as in bougainvillea. Even contraction इतना है कि brackets जो रहते हैं ना, यानी कि अंदर रहते हैं ना brackets जो ना inflorescence पे पड़े ना floral formula में, वो भी कलरफुल रहते हैं क्योंकि actually corolla की कलर रहता है. In some brackets also more colorful to attract the insect. Bougainvillea में हम देख सकते हैं. Okay, and insects visit the flower to what we call it as the flower is giving what we call it as nectar, sugary syrup to attract the insect. So they are visiting the flower to take the nectar or pollen grains, isn't it? And there are some plants which are flowering at night. You know parijat. हरी सिंगार होता है ना, ऑरेंज कलर नीचे. नाइट को ग्लोइंग रहता है, नाइट में ओपन होता ही नहीं पारिजात. सो नाइट क्वीन हाईली सेंटेड, वेरी हाईली सेंटेड. तो अगर आपके गार्डन में है तो पूरा गार्डन स्मेल आता है इतना. दैट इज नाइट क्वीन बोलते हैं उसको. नाइट में ब्लूम होता पूरा. कॉमनली वी कॉल पारिजात और हरी सिंगार बोलते हैं उसको. ऑरेंज स्मॉल वाइट कलर पेटल्स रहते हैं. Okay, highly scented to attract the insect. Understood? Got my point? Here we'll start. Ornithophyly, where the birds are the pollinators. Here also they are attracting the birds, and inflorescence shape of the flower is made in in such a way that the bird should visit easily, so that pollination will take place. No? Larger flower, they will, in some flowers the birds will come and go outside. Likewise, it is settled. Bombay's Philocophilic bats are the pollinating agent. Malacophilic, that is snails and slugs will be pollinating agent. I hope you people have understood. If any doubts, you can ask me. We'll stop here. We will continue in the next class.